Hi to whoever who's watching. My name is Kobe, and I come to you today with this idea, rather not an idea, something that I have been thinking about for some time. And I apologize for the angle. I don't have a tripod. This is my first time filming a video. But nonetheless, I've been thinking about what it means to become. Especially at this age of my life. I'm 21 years old, and you throw yourself this question, and everyone around you asks you, what would you like to do with your life? Who would you like to become? And I'm not here to more or less talk about what I would like to become, but would like to talk about the framework in which we think about that. And much of my life, at least, the messaging I've been given is that to become is to change who you are, right? I'm not necessarily saying this is a wrong, but I'm not trying to play mental gymnastics. But what I am trying to get at is maybe there's a different way of thinking about this, and I'll get to it. We all have this idea of who we'd like to become, right? And we're fighting and we're struggling to get to that point. And I think we struggle so hard to get to that place of who we'd like to become because it feels disingenuous. It feels as if it's something that is outside of yourself, right? So you have yourself, right? And then you have this shiny ideal of who you would like to become down the line, right? And it feels so far out of reach. And this person does not look like you. And I think that the disingenuity, that's not a word, I don't believe, but I think the fact that you don't recognize that self, it feels as if it's not real, and that the possibility of that becoming real is slim to none, right? So I propose to you, maybe it's not a matter of becoming, but it's a matter of realizing who we really are. This ideal self is not something that's outside of you. It's something that's already within. It's something that's yearning to come forward. But the problem is, it cannot come forward because we have become identified with everything that isn't in line with our evolutionary process, whether that be psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, right? So over the course of our life, we have ourselves here. We come into this world kind of as a blank slate. I do believe that you come into this life with many strengths and capabilities that are in line for your purpose in this life, right? Over the course of time, we fall for the narrative, right? I'm insecure. I'm weak. I'm a procrastinator. I failed once, I'm going to fail again. I have this, that, and the third trauma. I didn't do this well, so I'm not going to do this well. I was told this, so this is what I believe. So we become identified with all of these different things, right? That are really only ours as long as we hold on to them. And it creates this sort of veiling over our light. What I mean by light is who you really are, your true purpose. Okay? So somewhere along that process, we get to a point where we're sick and tired. I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to keep doing the same things that I know are no longer serving me. I would like to do this. I would like to become this. So then we say to ourselves, now I need to jump outside of this person who's quote unquote damaged and become this person. But there's not a second you. And that's why it feels so disingenuous, because there's nothing to become. The truth is one and the same. It never changes. Okay? So, what I propose to you is maybe we have to start with a process of negation. What is no longer serving me in my life, right? And that looks a little bit different for everybody. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be a drug habit, it could be alcoholism, it could be something as simple as procrastination, right? And to get to the root of those varying things is all very different, right? But once we begin to negate everything that doesn't serve us, this, and you can fill in the blank for yourself, whatever it may be, we kind of go back to that blank slate that we came into this life with. And it creates the space for who you really are to start coming through, because you no longer have these identifications. You no longer identify with these things that no longer serve you because you've done the work. And how did you do the work? I'm still in the process of that. I'm just here to propose a new framework, okay, that I have been thinking about and that I've had the privilege of kind of coming to through varying teachings, right? So once you negate and you X all of this out, you start to realize where your true strength lies, because your true strength lies. Because you no longer have all of these temporal, false, and negative actions, influence, and habits around you. So then all of a sudden, your light begins to shine through. Because now, once you've negated, you start to replace all of these less than influences with better ones. And somewhere along the line, you realize that all of those things that you were identified with, that you thought were really you, weren't. And there was nothing really to become. It was more or less doing away with everything that did not serve you and becoming who you really were all along. And I think that, for me personally at least, this thought framework has saved me a lot of mental and emotional energy. Because you realize that really nothing is outside of yourself. It's a matter of doing away with what really isn't who you are. And I'm not sure if any of that made a whole lot of sense, but I thought it would be a good way to come on and just propose maybe a different way about thinking about things, because the other one doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone does well with that whole reborn ideology or having to become. I'm really getting the feeling that maybe it's a matter of realization. So if you could leave a comment or in order to start a dialogue under the video, that would be great. And I look forward to doing some more videos. Thank you.